What's up, tech fam? You're looking for a new phone, but your wallet is telling you to calm down. The Redmi 15C. A massive 6.9-inch display, a battery that just won't quit, and a 50MP camera, all for a shockingly low price. But is this just a budget phone that looks good on paper? Today, we're going deep. From the unboxing to the HyperOS experience, hardcore gaming, camera samples, and if it's really worth it. Stick around to find out if the Redmi 15C is actually worth your money. Let's get into it. Let's start with the classic ritual, the unboxing. The phone is right here. We'll peel that off in a second. Inside the box, we have the quick start guide, the warranty card, and thankfully the SIM ejector tool, a clear silicone case, the 33-watt fast charger, and the USB Type-C cable. First, look at the phone itself. I have the midnight black color. It has this really elegant, almost pearlescent finish. It's built with a plastic frame and back, but it feels surprisingly solid in the hand. On the side, we have the power button with a fast integrated fingerprint sensor, and a huge plus for me, a 3.5mm headphone jack on the bottom. Setting up the phone is quick. Out of the box, the Redmi 15C is running HyperOS 2 based on Android 15. Let's do the basic setup. You'll be asked to set up your biometrics. It's fast and convenient, located on the side power button. It supports Face Unlock too. And voila, setup complete. Let's check out the UI. The most used part of any phone is the control center and notification shade. They've combined them classic Xiaomi style. A swipe down from the right or left gives you your quick toggles, Wi-Fi, brightness, etc., and it's clean, smooth, and highly customizable, and notification as well. Quite fast and responsive, which is a big deal for a budget phone. Let's start where you spend most of your time. The screen. Head into display and brightness. 120Hz refresh rate. The 15C has a great 120Hz display, but make sure it's enabled. Find the refresh rate option and switch it to 120Hz for that buttery smooth scrolling experience. If you want to save battery, you can switch it to 60Hz, but trust me, the 120Hz is worth the power trade-off. Color scheme and reading mode. You can really tweak the colors here. The vivid setting makes colors pop, but you can go for standard if you prefer accuracy. And don't forget the reading mode, or eye comfort shield, essential for late night scrolling. It gets that TÜV Rheinland certification, meaning it's easier on the eyes. Dark mode. It's here, and it works great. Not only does it look slick, but on this phone, it helps save a tiny bit of battery. You can even force dark mode on third-party apps that don't natively support it. It also hits a peak brightness of around 810 nits HBM, which is crucial for outdoor visibility and a definite upgrade from its predecessor. Time for some performance hacks. Memory extension. This phone, even in its base variant, can use a portion of its storage as extra RAM, up to 16 GB total on some variants. Make sure this is enabled to help with multitasking and keeping more apps open. The Redmi 15C uses LPDDR4X RAM, which is fast and efficient for this price point. With that huge 6,000 mAh battery, you'll want to optimize it. Head to battery. The phone supports 33 watts charging. Go to the battery settings to find options like smart charging engine and boost charging these. Manage the charging speed to protect the battery long term. You can often see a battery health section here too, which is very useful. This is an amazing inclusion at this price. If your wireless earbuds or a friend's phone need a small boost, look for the reverse charging option. You can turn your Redmi 15C into a temporary power bank using a cable, which is incredibly handy in a pinch. The Redmi 15C comes in a great range of options. 4GB and 6GB RAM with 128GB storage, and 4GB and 8GB RAM with 256GB storage. The phone we have here is 8GB RAM with 256GB of storage. This is the biggest trade-off on this budget phone. The Redmi 15C uses eMMC 5.1 storage. eMMC is the older, slower generation of phone storage compared to UFS 2.2 or 3.1. You might notice apps taking a tiny bit longer to install, boot times being a little slower, and large files taking longer to save. This is what helps keep the price down. It's perfectly usable, but it's the bottleneck on this phone. But here's where the Redmi 15C shines: expandable storage. The phone officially supports expanding the storage by up to 1 terabyte via a micro SD card. And it runs on Xiaomi's newest interface, HyperOS 2, layered over Android 15. Let's talk about the feel. The Redmi 15C measures in at 171.56 millimeters tall and 79.47 millimeters wide, and an impressive 89.9% screen-to-body ratio. But the key number here is the thickness, just 7.99 millimeters. It sits comfortably in the hand, largely thanks to a subtle quad-curve design on the back panel. It weighs 205 grams. Redmi 15C features a colossal 6.9-inch IPS dot drop display. Resolution is HD plus 1600 by 720. What truly sets this display apart in the budget category is the 120 Hz adaptive sync refresh rate that intelligently switches the refresh rate to save battery when you're just looking at a static image. The Redmi 15C packs the MediaTek Helio G81-Ultra processor and a Mali G52MC2 GPU. It's a proven chipset for the entry-level segment, but it's not a flagship killer. We start with the all-encompassing Antutu V11 test. Our tested unit achieved a median score of approximately 372,000 points, starting with Mobile Legends. In the early game, just farming and moving around, the frame rate is staying at 60 frames per second, but after several minutes, the FPS dips around 45 to 50 frames per second on teamfights. And as you can see, the phone is struggling. 30 minutes on these max settings, the phone is definitely warm. You can feel the heat on the back. Can it run max settings? Technically yes, but not well. Expect lag in teamfights. Recommended settings: next is Call of Duty Mobile. In a tense multiplayer match, or worse, Battle Royale, that sudden drop from a smooth 60 frames per second down to the mid-30 seconds is a death sentence. It's thermal throttling. It's the Helio G81-Ultra struggling with the full workload, and it makes the game practically quite playable. So, how do we fix it? Now, Genshin Impact and CarX Street. I have to be completely honest here. On the Redmi 15C's Helio G81-Ultra, the performance is, well, it's virtually unplayable. Can you play it? No! In the open world of CarX Street, where the game has to render traffic in the detailed city, the stutters are constant. The phone gets incredibly hot, which only makes the stuttering worse due to thermal throttling. The problem isn't the phone's RAM. It's the game's poor optimization combined with a budget GPU. Also, this phone is not recommended for Genshin Impact, even setting it to the lowest of the lowest. It is brutal. Verdict: the Redmi 15C is for the casual budget-conscious gamer who prioritizes battery life and screen size over maxed-out graphics and high frame rates. It can handle most popular games, but you will have to compromise. So, if you're thinking about buying the Redmi 15C as your next low-cost gaming phone, stick around. We've got the detailed gameplays of all the games coming up on the next video. Now for the camera. On the back, it's an AI dual camera system, a 50-megapixel main sensor. This is where your best shots will come from, delivering surprisingly sharp and detailed photos in good light. The detail is great. These are definitely good enough for your Instagram or Facebook feed. Portrait mode offers decent subject separation, although edge detection can be a bit hit or miss with complicated backgrounds. Indoor shots with good ambient light are also very usable. The night mode does a great job of brightening up the scene and controlling harsh light sources. For video, both the main and front cameras cap out at 1080p at 30 frames per second. It's functional, but definitely not a video powerhouse. And up front, you get an 8-megapixel selfie camera for all your social media content. Remember, this is a budget phone, so keep your expectations realistic. The Redmi 15C comes equipped with Corning Gorilla Glass 3 protection. Now, this isn't the latest generation of Gorilla Glass, but having it at all in this price segment is a major win. It's primarily designed to resist scratches from daily use, like keys and coins in your pocket. But more than just the glass, the display also features Xiaomi's Wet Touch technology too. Even with damp or slightly oily hands, the screen remains responsive. That's a practical, everyday durability feature I really appreciate. Next up, let's talk about the official protection rating. The Redmi 15C boasts an IP64 rating. What does that mean? The 6 means it's dust tight, no need to worry about dirt or sand getting inside your phone. The 4 is for water. This is specifically rated for protection against water splashes. Crucially, this is not immersion. This is not a phone you can take swimming. This IP64 certification gives you a massive amount of peace of mind against everyday accidents, something you rarely get on a phone this affordable. The overall construction uses a sturdy plastic frame and back, which actually helps with drop protection by having a little more flex than glass. Xiaomi even publishes internal lab tests showing the phone is built to withstand rigorous use, 500,000 times for the power button test and 28,000 times for micro drop testing. This translates to a phone engineered to survive the abuse of daily life. The design is practical and the build is reassuringly solid, a true daily driver build. So, is the Redmi 15C durable? Absolutely for its class. You are getting far more protection than you have any right to expect at this price. Now let's test the video and sound quality, guys. Let's address that common budget phone issue that many of you asked about. Can it handle 4K 60 frames per second YouTube videos? The short answer is no, it can't. Or at least not smoothly. When you set a video to 2160p at 60 frames per second, the phone's MediaTek Helio G81-Ultra processor strains to decode that massive amount of data. You'll see dropped frames and choppiness. But here's the fix. Since the screen is only HD+, setting the YouTube quality to 1080p at 60 frames per second is the absolute sweet spot. The video plays back perfectly, it uses less data, and it's a resolution the screen can display without any lag. Moving on to the sound. The Redmi 15C comes with a single bottom-firing loudspeaker. The quality is loud. Xiaomi includes a 200% volume boost feature, which is great for hearing notifications or calls in a busy environment. It lacks the depth of a stereo setup. The Redmi 15C is officially available in 4 vibrant colors: Midnight Black, Moonlight Blue, Mint Green, and Twilight Orange. On Shopee, it's priced 5,299 pesos on 4GB RAM. 6GB RAM variant is only 5,799 pesos, and 8GB RAM model just 6,599 pesos. To buy Redmi 15C, you can just click the product tag that should be visible on your screen now. Final verdict. Should you buy the Redmi 15C if you are a student, a light to moderate user, or someone who primarily uses their phone for social media, streaming, browsing, and just wants the longest battery life and largest screen possible for the cost? The Redmi 15C is an excellent value proposition. If you are a heavy gamer or a power user who constantly demands top performance and perfect visual sharpness, you may find it frustrating and should consider saving up for a phone in the mid-range category. That wraps it up, guys. If this in-depth review helps you consider buying this phone or not, let me know in the comments below. And thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel and leave a like. See you on the next one.